What's going on, family? This is the Jewel Drop of the Savage Trucker, and today I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why 99% of lease operators fail. Reason number 1 why most lease operators fail is because they do not have a business plan. Before I got into this game, before I even signed on to Prime, I knew that I wanted to be a lease operator. I knew why I wanted to be a lease operator, and I knew how my business or how my next truck would come from me being a lease operator. If you don't have at least a 2-year business plan going on right now, before you get in the trucking, or even now that you're in a truck, you still don't have a business plan, then you don't know how to scale. You have no path to follow. You're just going from California to New York without a roadmap. You're just driving. You're just trying to figure it out. And if you're doing it that way without a business plan, because the business plan is like an outline for you, it's like the pathway for you. It's the 2 sides of the road that help guide you. You feel me? So if you don't have that, then you're lost. You're gonna be just like going from, like I said, California to New York. You're gonna get lost so many times when you could have just mapped it out and, okay, this my next step. Okay, this my next step. See what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of lease operators fail. They don't have a business plan. The second reason why most lease operators will fail is because they also do not have a tax advisor. Not the one they give you, but I'm talking about a real tax advisor that you use, that you know the trucking game. Because these tax laws change every so often. And I mean, sometimes it's yearly, you know what I mean? And if you don't know what's going on the tax side, then you can't successfully run a business. What do I mean by that? Let me give you a few examples. Now, how many of you got a business right now, right? And how many of you also know how much of your rent is deductible because of your home-based business or your trucking business being a home-based business? How many of you know what percentage of your light bill is being deducted? You know what I'm saying? The saddest thing to me was when the president said that by offering $1,200 to every child in the United States, this would deplete poverty by 30%. That's so sad, because if you got a small business or you're a small business owner, you got a trucking company, you got the right to hire your child in your trucking company and pay them $12,000 a year. Now that's a tax deduction to you. Now $1,200 will take them out of poverty. Then what would $12,000 do? So now imagine a person with 2-3 kids. You know, we just talking about 1 kid. And you hire that kid in your business and give them a real job. Now you're able to teach your child real life skills at 8, 9, 10 years old by them putting in on the rent. All you doing is changing the money over. Now they can pay a portion of the rent. Now they can pay a portion of the light bill and get real world knowledge. And now they won't be as dumb to money as we were growing up. Now when she see them $200 shoes and she know how much work she got, and she knows she got $400, $500 in the bank, she be like, "Mommy, I don't want those because these look better. I'm not going for the name. I'm going by which one look better on me, Mommy." Now you've been in generational wealth. Now your child really sees the importance of money, which a lot of us still don't even know. You feel me? So because you have no tax advisors, you're not getting all of your write-offs. So your business is gonna fail. It don't make sense to pay $1,000 a week when you don't know that $1,000 a week is a tax write-off. It's tax deductible. Now I'm thinking in a whole different manner. You can't think like an employee as a business owner. You got to think as a business owner. Okay? So now the third reason that most lease operators will fail is because they have not built up their personal and business credit. Now, what do you mean by that, Monty? What does that have to do with trucking? Well, let me tell you what I did during my lease. I never used Prime Fuel Card. I only used a credit card. So that way, now think about that. Now Prime wasn't taking the fuel out of my settlement every week. I was using a credit card to pay it off monthly. So that extra $800 a week went directly into my pocket. So you're like, oh, well, you got to pay it at the end of the year, no, at the end of the month. Yes, that is very true. But when I got my credit card, and when you get a new credit card, like how I was getting them, then you also know that after 3 months of if you use $5,000, they'll give you a free $2,500. So now that's a whole free month worth of fuel right there that they're gonna give me just for paying for what I normally pay for. Now I got more money in the bank. Now I got more credit cards. Now I got better personal credit. So now if I decide to upgrade and get my own truck through my business, or I decide that I want to get my own authority, I can. I could finance the whole thing. I ain't got to spend a dime out of my pocket. I could literally finance the whole thing. And guess what? Guess what? Because I hired or I know a tax advisor, the whole thing's a tax write-off. See, that's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because they understand the tax system. It's nothing else. It has nothing to do with hustle. It has nothing to do. They understand the tax system. They understand that if I only make $10,000 this year, but I'm able to write off $30,000 this year, then the extra $20,000 in debt or tax write-offs will fall over to the following year. So now if I do the same thing, exact same thing, next year I made $10,000, but I went $30,000. Now you got $50,000 in deductions. That's why the rich get richer, and that's how the rich avoid taxes, by using a tax advisor, a tax lawyer, whatever, and taking advantage.